Okay, so I know by and large, everyone is like super excited about the idea of national reciprocity. And on the surface, national reciprocity for concealed carry permit sounds amazing. For someone like me who frequently travels to different states, it's almost a godsend. But I can't ignore the fact that national reciprocity is broken. And it's broken because of states like New Jersey and their insane gun laws. New Jersey makes exercising your Second Amendment rights as painful as possible. Sky-high fees, endless paperwork, hoops so ridiculous that most people just give up on the process. And now, with national reciprocity on the table, things are gonna get even messier. You see, you'd think a law that lets concealed carry permit holders exercise their rights across state lines would be a win for everyone. Well, not if you live in New Jersey. Because while non-residents can breeze in with their own home state permits, Jersey folks still have to deal with one of the most expensive and bureaucratic carry processes in the country. Meanwhile, states with constitutional carry or easy permit requirements, for lack of a better word, let their residents pick up a permit without much hassle. Then those same people can carry in New Jersey without issue. It's a rigged system where non-residents have more freedom in your state than you do. And I'm glad that non-residents can have this freedom, but I have to admit, the fact that they have more freedom in a state than the people who live in the state is insane. So let's talk about what it actually takes to carry a gun in New Jersey. It's not just a permit. It's a financial and bureaucratic nightmare designed to discourage you from even trying. Before you can carry, you have to pay $50 for a firearm ID card just to be allowed to buy a gun. You have to drop another $200 for mandatory concealed carry training. Then you have to pay an additional $200 for the actual carry application. Then you have to cough up $50 for a permit to purchase a handgun, split between local and state police. Then shell out another $100 for fingerprinting through Identigo. And then finally, pay another $75 to $100 for a background check and transfer fees just to get your first gun. Oh, and let's not forget, you're doing this every 2 years because New Jersey has one of the shortest permits renewal periods in the country. By the time you're done, you've dropped close to $1,000 just to exercise a constitutional right. And that doesn't even include the cost of the damn firearm. Meanwhile, these holes in the current version of national reciprocity just make the hypocrisy clearer. A guy from Kentucky who barely had to fill out a form to get his carry permit, and rightfully so, can come to New Jersey and carry freely, while a New Jersey resident has to fight tooth and nail just to do the same thing. That's not constitutional carry. That's a broken system where non-residents have more rights than the people actually living there. Gun control has never really been about public safety. It has always been about control. And if you look into it, a lot of it was built on racism. Some of the most restrictive gun laws were put in place specifically to disarm Black Americans and keep them from defending themselves. After the Civil War, laws known as Black Codes were designed to stop newly freed Black citizens from owning firearms.
The growing freedom of Black populations across the US stirred massive racial resentment from whites. The idea of free Black people with the ability to legally buy guns created panic. White terror organizations like the Ku Klux Klan were formed out of this racial animosity, designed to intimidate Black communities and to defend the notion that only white people had the right to be armed.
Fast forward to the 1960s, and when the Black Panther Party was openly carrying to protect the communities from police brutality, California politicians freaked out and passed the Mulford Act.
In the 1960s, the Black Panthers used their right to bear arms to mount a national campaign of self-defense against police violence by coordinating armed patrols to defend Black communities around the country. This was white America's worst nightmare. Disciplined, organized Black people uniting to push back against the racist violence of the state. Before long, Ronald Reagan, then governor of California, introduced the Mulford Act, also known as the Panther Bill, to tighten Californian gun laws, previously some of the most relaxed in terms of gun ownership.
And let's not forget the 1968 Gun Control Act.
The 68 Gun Control Act was written and in some cases almost copied word for word from the same laws the Nazis used in 1938 to control undesirable populations in Hitler's Germany.
To me, there is no justification for the widespread use of arms and guns that you can buy through the mail and buy discriminately.
This isn't a coincidence. These laws weren't about crime. They were about keeping the undesirables from having guns. Fast forward to today, and the same playbook is still in use. Even today, these anti-gun racist undertones exist. Just 2 years ago, during a New Jersey judiciary hearing on the bill A4769, Assemblyman John F. McKeon said the quiet part out loud.
Do you really, do either of you, does anybody really want to put more guns in the hands of people that live in Patterson and Newark and Elizabeth and Camden to say here, oh, the money you're charging isn't fair? That'll make things safer? Please. The point being is that how can anybody think putting guns in the hands of people in the city to make it easier to want to provide a supplement like we would for food so they can have a concealed and carry weapon would be really something that you mean. I can't believe that to be the case. And if it is, so be it.
McKeon isn't talking about criminals. He's talking about anyone living there. McKeon knows this bill is discriminatory. He knows it's disproportionately affecting poor communities. And instead of pretending otherwise, he doubles down.
I can't guarantee that it will be constitutional at all. Man, we've got to vote what we feel.
A sitting legislator just admitted on record that he doesn't even care if the law is constitutional. They're going to pass it anyway. At the end of the day, this is bigger than just New Jersey. This is about how certain states weaponize bureaucracy to make exercising your rights so difficult that most people just give up. And the only way to fight back? Expose the hypocrisy, stay informed, and make your voice heard. If you think this nonsense is only happening in New Jersey, think again. There are plenty of other states that have the same type of situation, which is why I say, unfortunately, national reciprocity is broken, but we can fix it. We just have to be willing to fix it. And so does the Supreme Court. Because Bruin, as good of a decision as it was, didn't go far enough. And I know you're standing there wondering, wait a minute, what is that hat he's wearing? What's that shirt he's wearing? Well, it's the I'm the Militia shirt and hat that I have at shop.mrcolion.noir.com. It's part of the I'm the Militia collection, which is basically a nod to the fact that when the Second Amendment was talking about the militia, it wasn't talking about the government, it wasn't talking about the military, it was talking about you, it was talking about me. And really, we don't even need the Constitution to tell us this. Because if I'm at home and somebody tries to break into my house, who's my militia? Me. I'm the one responsible for protecting myself at that moment. So, the I'm the Militia collection is a nod for us to always remember that the only person responsible for your safety is you and me. Not the government, not the military, but the people. So, hit the link in my description section to check out the I Am the Militia collection. We got them in hats, we got them in shirts, we have them in drinkware as well. And see you at the next video. One thing's for certain and two things are for sure. Politicians and tech giants don't want gun content to be recommended to you. And we're all fighting this culture war together. Now you can help do your part by liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, but most importantly, sharing this video with at least one person. Together we can stop the suppression of our 2A rights. And don't forget to click the link in the description section of this video for the products that I mentioned in this video.